On the eve of turning 32, I stood in my sleek Seattle condo, staring at the cardboard box on my doorstep like it was a bomb about to detonate. The label bore my mother's looping handwriting from back in Ohio. And for a split second, my heart leaped. Maybe this was the olive branch, the sign that things could change. I'd wire them over $4,000 just weeks ago to cover flights and a hotel for my big birthday bash. A milestone I wanted to share with the family I'd built a life away from. But as I tore open the tape, the musty odor hit me first, like old attic dust mixed with cheap perfume. Nestled inside, wrapped in crinkled newspaper from last month's local ads, was a dress. Not just any dress, a faded pink polyester nightmare with sequins peeling off the hem and a collar that screamed 1980s prom reject. The tag dangled blatantly. Goodwill clearance, $10. $10. After I'd shelled out thousands to bring them out here. My hands trembled as I held it up, the fabric sagging like my expectations. No card. No note. Just this insult in textile form. I dropped it on the counter and grabbed my phone, dialing Mom's number with fury building in my chest like a storm cloud. It rang straight to voicemail, her cheerful greeting mocking me. Dad's did the same. Then my sister Emily's voicemail again. A text buzzed in from Mom. Hey, sweetie. Hope you love the dress. We redirected the funds for Emily's Cali getaway with friends. She's been so stressed with finals. You get it right? She deserves a break more. Vintage is a now. I read it again, the words blurring through hot tears. Redirected? That was my money. Earmarked for them to celebrate me turning 32. To see the world I'd carved out as a lead software engineer at Technova. Instead, they'd funneled it into Emily's beach bouquet. And all I got was this thrift store rag that smelled like someone else's bad decisions. The rage simmered, then boiled over. I snapped a photo of the dress, tag and all, and fired it back. This? For my birthday? After $4,000. No response. But minutes later, Emily posted on Instagram, palm trees, cocktails, her in a new swimsuit, caption living my best life thanks to the best sis ever. Blessed. Best sis? I'd been funding their lives for years. And this was the thanks. That pink abomination became my breaking point, the thread that unraveled everything I'd ignored for too long. My name's Laura Bennett, and by 31, I'd clawed my way to something resembling success. Growing up in a cramped house in rural Ohio, with Dad fixing cars at the local garage and Mom clerking at the supermarket, life was all about scraping by. Emily, 5 years my junior, was the golden child, the bubbly one who got the new bikes while I patched up hand-me-downs. I was the serious sister, the one who studied late into the night, dreaming of code and algorithms that could lift me out. College in Seattle on scholarships and loans. Waitressing nights to cover the gaps. That's how I escaped. Landed my first gig at a startup, then climbed to Technova, where my salary let me afford a high-rise with Puget Sound views, weekend hikes in the Cascades, and a circle of friends who felt like home. But those Ohio roots? They tugged hard. Every month, like clockwork, I'd Venmo cash, $600 for the mortgage, $400 for Emily's essentials like her art supplies or phone bills. Family sticks together, Mom always said, her voice laced with that guilt trip honey. And I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I'd skip happy hours to save. Delay that dream trip to Europe because Emily's car broke down again. All while building my life here, hosting brunches with colleagues, volunteering at coding workshops for kids.
Yet, the calls home were never about me. Laura.
Emily's struggling with her portfolio. Could you send a bit extra? Or, Dad's back is acting up. Bills are piling. I was the ATM. Reliable and endless. As 32 loomed, I craved connection. A real celebration. Not just another wire transfer. So, 3 months out, I planned it meticulously, a rooftop venue in downtown Seattle. Seafood spread. Live jazz, intimate but special. I called home on a rainy Tuesday. Heart pounding. Mom picked up, her Ohio accent warming the line despite the chill outside.
Laura.
We were just saying how proud we are. Emily's thinking of switching majors again, maybe graphic design? You could advise her. Always Emily first. I swallowed the familiar twinge.
Mom.
I'm turning 32 soon.
Big deal for me.
I want you all here in Seattle for a party. I'll cover flights, hotel, everything. Just come.
Pause.
Muffled voices, Dad grumbling about airports. Emily squealing. Oh, honey, that's sweet, but pricey. And Emily's mid-semester.
Please.
It's important. I've budgeted for it. More whispers. Then Mom, if you're insisting, it'd be nice to see your fancy city life. Emily's never been out west. Relief washed over me like Seattle mist turning to sun. This could bridge the gap. Show them I'm more than a paycheck. I booked flights that night, eyeing deals for 3 from Cleveland to SEA. But a week later, Emily called.
Sis.
About the trip, I've got apps for cheaper tickets. Send me the cash. I'll handle it with my student perks. It sounded efficient. How much? $1,800 should cover us with extras. I checked fares, plausible. Transferred it that evening. Note. For the family adventure. Her reply, you're a lifesaver. Booking now. Days blurred into planning frenzy. I curated a itinerary. Pike Place Market for Mom. Space Needle for Dad. A indie art gallery for Emily. Friends RSVP'd. Excited to meet the fam. Then Mom called again. Voice tentative.
Laura.
If we're coming, we need to look the part. My wardrobe's ancient. Dad's suits are moth-eaten. Emily needs something nice for your crowd. The ask hung there. How much? $2,200, outfits.
Hair.
Nothing extravagant. My gut twisted, excessive, but visions of them blending in. Proud smiles. One out.
Fine.
Sending tomorrow. Friends noticed my stress. Over coffee with my bestie. Sarah. $2,200 for clothes? Laura. That's your gym membership for a year. It's family. Worth it. But doubt crept in. Total outlay. $4,000. For what? Approval I'd chased since childhood? The day before the party. The box arrived. That pink dress shattered illusions. I paced my condo, dress in hand, piecing it together. They'd never intended to come. Emily's better deals funded her Cali escape. Mom's outfits became spending money. And me? A afterthought $10 find. Tears gave way to clarity. I wouldn't let this ruin tomorrow. Called the venue. Adjusted for 9 instead of 12. Texted friends. Family emergency, won't make it. Party on. That night. I burned the dress in my fireplace. Symbolic.
Cathartic.
Sparks flew as polyester melted, mirroring my resolve. No more. The party pulsed with life, friends toasting my achievements, laughter echoing off the rooftop.
But those empty chairs haunted me.
Sarah pulled me aside. Where's the fam? Everything okay? I forced a smile. Last-minute stuff. Let's not dwell. Inside. Fury festered. Post-party. Scrolling socials. Emily's feed exploded with Malibu shots. Waves.
Sunsets.
Her in designer shades. Tagged. Sister-funded paradise. Grateful. Comments from home praised her. Hard-earned break. I snapped. Posted my own. A collage of the dress remnants. Bank transfers. Her beach pics. Caption. Spent $4,000 for family to join my 32nd. Got this $10 thrift horror instead. They used it for Emily's vacay. Family first, right? Likes poured in. But so did backlash. Mom's call came furious. Delete that. You're embarrassing us. Embarrassing? You stole from me. It wasn't stealing you offered. Emily needed it. I offered for my birthday. Not her tan. The argument escalated. Old wounds ripping open. We've always supported you. By taking everything I earn? Silence. I hung up. Blocked them. Freedom tasted bittersweet. In the weeks that followed, the silence was golden. No more pleas for cash. No guilt-laden voicemails. I redirected that monthly drain into me. Therapy sessions unpacking codependency. A solo hike in Olympic National Park. Even splurging on cooking classes. Work thrived. I led a project that earned kudos from the C-suite. Friends rallied, sharing their own toxic family tales over wine. You're brave, Laura. Most just keep paying. But the confrontation loomed. 2 months post-blowup. My buzzer rang unannounced. Peering at the camera, Mom.
Dad.
Emily. Luggage in tow like uninvited ghosts. I buzzed them up. Stealing nerves. They barged in. Mom scanning my minimalist decor with envy. Nice place. Must cost a fortune. Dad plopped on the sofa. We drove cross-country to talk sense into you.
Emily. Yeah.
After you aired our laundry online. I crossed arms. You mean after you betrayed me? Mom waved it off. Dramatic much? Emily deserved that trip. College stress is real. And my birthday? My milestone. Dad. Birthdays come yearly. We need help now. The house payment's late. There it was, the real motive. So, you drove 2,000 miles for a handout? Emily pouted. We're family. You owe us.
Oh. The word ignited me.
Oh, for what? The childhood where I babysat you while working? The college I funded myself? The years I've bankrolled your laziness? Mom teared up. We've sacrificed everything. Name one sacrifice that didn't loop back to me paying. Crickets. I paced. Voice steady. Over 7 years. $50,000 plus gone to you. Mortgage. Tuition. Emergencies that timed with your wants. I skipped promotions to avoid overtime guilt. Delayed life for your crises. Dad tried. Princess. We're struggling. Then adapt. Sell assets. Work more.
Mom.
Subbing isn't enough. Go full-time.
Dad.
Overtime exists. Emily. Get a job like every other student. Emily scoffed. I'm not flipping burgers. I did. And worse. The air thickened. Mom, if you cut us off, you're dead to us. Promise. My retort stunned them. Get out. Until you see me as daughter, not donor. They left. Mom muttering, she'll cave. But I didn't. Changed numbers. Fortified boundaries. Therapy revealed the grooming. I was the strong one, conditioned to provide. Their love conditional on cash. Months later. A forwarded mail. Eviction notice photo. No words. Guilt bait. I shredded it. Grapevine via extended family. They downsized. Mom teaching full-time. Dad, extra shifts. Emily barista. Surviving without my subsidies. Shocking. Holidays hit. First, without obligations. Hosted orphans' dinner with friends. Laughter filling voids. A text from Sarah. Proud of you. Worth more than their drama. I raised a toast to that. As winter melted into spring, my life bloomed unchecked. Promotions came easier without the emotional drain. I spearheaded Technova's AI initiative. Earning a fat bonus, I invested in stocks. not family bailouts. Weekends? Kayaking on the Sound. Dates with a kind graphic designer named Alex who laughed at my thrift dress saga without judgment. Sounds like liberation, he said over dim sum.
It was.
But echoes lingered. A cousin messaged, heard about the fallout. Same here, Aunt Karen pulled similar on my wedding fund. Stories flooded. Family viewing success as entitlement.
It validated me.
Then, the unexpected, Grandma called from her nursing home.
Laura. Saw the posts.
Good riddance to their nonsense.
I've watched them bleed you dry.
Live your life. Honey. Her words. A bomb. I visited her virtually, sharing Seattle sunsets. She passed stories of Mom's youth, similar patterns, but unbroken. Break the cycle, she urged. I did. By summer, I'd saved enough for that Europe dream. Paris cafes. London theaters solo. Unapologetic. Postcards sent to friends. Not family. Back home. Whispers reached. Emily dropped out. Blaming stress, now waitressing full-time. Mom and Dad in a tiny condo. Grumbling about ungrateful kids. Schadenfreude? A touch. But mostly pity. Therapy sessions dug deeper. My giver roles stemmed from childhood praise for helping, morphing into exploitation. You were parentified, my therapist said. Time to reparent yourself. I journaled gratitudes. Views from my balcony. Colleagues' respect. Alex's gentle affection. Our relationship deepened, no baggage. Just mutual support. One evening, as we watched ferries cross the bay, he asked, regrets? Only that I waited so long. The pink dress? I'd framed a swatch in my office. Reminder etched, worth more than $10. Colleagues chuckled. But it symbolized rebirth. Social media? Curated now hikes. Brunches. No drama. Blocked kin stayed blocked.
Peace reigned. Yet.
Cracks appeared. A mutual friend forwarded Emily's rant. My sister's a selfish bitch. Cut us off after we raised her. Raised? I laughed. But it stung. Respond?
No.
Let actions speak. Fall brought closure. A letter from Dad. Handwritten rarity.
Laura.
We miss you. House sold. But life's hard. Emily's engaged. Wishes you were here. Manipulation veiled as olive branch. I burned it. Ashes scattering like old ties. Instead, donated to financial literacy programs for young adults, preventing future loris. Turning 33 felt different, self-celebrated. No expectations. A quiet dinner with Alex and friends. Toasts to growth. No ghosts. But family patterns persisted elsewhere. Sarah's wedding? Her folks demanded contributions. She set boundaries. Crediting my story. You inspired me. Ripples. Winter holidays again. Orphan feast evolved into tradition. Potluck stories shared. Betrayals. Triumphs. Mine? Catalyst. As snow blanketed Seattle. Reflection hit. 7 years funded, equivalent to a house down payment I delayed.
Now.
Shopping condos with Alex. Future bright. A call from an unknown number. Emily. I answered. Curious. Sis, we need to talk. Voice shaky. About. I'm pregnant.
Broke.
Fiancé left.
Can you?
Help. The audacity. Congrats. But no. But family. Family shows up. You didn't.
Click.
No guilt. Therapy win. Mom tried next. Email plea for grandbaby fund. Deleted. They'd adapt. As before. Spring renewal. I volunteered at women's shelters. Sharing financial independence tools. Empowering. Alex proposed on a Cascade hike. Rings simple. Love profound. Wedding plans. Intimate. No Ohio invites. Grandma's blessing via video. Proud. Honeymoon. Europe Redux. Shared.
Back.
Routine joy. Coding breakthroughs. Home-cooked meals. Weekend escapes. Echoes faded. A final artifact, that text screenshot. Framed beside dress swatch. We used your dollar for Emily's trip. You understand. My addendum. Understood. And chose me. Daily affirmation. Years blurred. But clarity sharpened. At 35. Promoted to director. Mentoring young coders, especially those from dysfunctional homes. Value yourself first, I advised. Home with Alex. Our rescue dog bounding. Family redefined. Occasional updates via cousins. Emily single mom. Working steadily. Parents retired modestly. No pleas. Healing? Perhaps. But distance preserved peace. The $10 dress? Priceless lesson in worth. Looking back, that pink polyester relic wasn't a gift, it was a mirror, reflecting truths I'd dodged. Family love shouldn't cost your soul. Mine demanded my wallet. Eroding self. Cutting ties? Hardest. Best choice.
Now.
Sunsets over the sound remind. Freedom's price is boundaries. What if I'd stayed the giver? Drained. Resentful. Instead, thriving. The question lingers. How many endure silently? Mistaking obligation for love. Break free. Worth every penny saved.